So Elementor 3.8 brought out the Flexbox Container in beta version, and people are now starting to use it. But what if you want to use section and columns and you want to have containers as well? Can you do that? Or what if you're a little bit unsure about containers? You're still a bit nervous, or you're learning and your head is very much, used to the section column approach. Can you do that? I'm going to show you how you can do that, and it's perfectly safe and fine. And then I will explain, well, why would you want to do that? Why wouldn't you want to just completely move over to Flexbox Container? I'm going to address that. First, though, I have a fake page set up here. All I've done is use Elementor templates. When you add in a block like that. So don't worry about the design or style of it. I have 4 sections on over here. What I'm now going to do, though, is just publish this, and then I'm going to go over to my settings in Elementor, and I'm now going to activate the Flexbox Container. So I'm going to hit activate like this, okay? I'm not worried about the loop builder. In fact, we will just activate it while we're here, and I'm going to scroll down and hit Save Changes. Now, when I go back over to my page and I hit Return, every single section here is still a section. These are still section and columns. I haven't lost anything. The only extra bit is that I can now convert this to a container. But like I said, what if you want to maintain that this is a section and a column? Now, though, the downside, you could say, or the upside, is if I now try to create a brand new section, I can't. I am now having to pick a container, right? Look, that's what it is. You will now be creating a container. Look, this is a container. Let's get rid of it. So what if I want to make another section? What do? Well, this is really, really easy. I'm just going to pick up this current section that we have here that has, in fact, now we'll pick this one up here. This has got 2 columns in. Let's copy the entire section. Now I'm going to go over here, and rather than hit the plus sign, I'm just going to hit paste. That is now a section with 2 columns. All I've got to do is get rid of the contents and clear it out and whatever, and I still can build section columns. Look, I can even go over here and duplicate. That is still a column. I haven't lost anything. However, and I am going to address this, the facility to add in an inner section, and I don't really recommend using too many inner sections. If you watch any of my page speed performance videos, which I'm sure you have, you don't have that ability here. But again, I'm going to show you how you can get around there. Let's just get rid of that. Well, let's just get rid of that entire section for now. So if you have got a website with section and columns and you activate Flexbox Container, you can still copy an existing section over and build on it. And if you want to use a container, you can do that. I mean, look, you can almost say this is a little bit crazy. If I was to now hit update, I have a section, a container, and a section. It works, right? It works totally fine for you. You can get away with that. Now then, why would you do this? And then I'll come on to the intersection bit. Why would you do this? Let's say you've built a massive website, 20 pages or something, and now you want to use the loop builder that Elementor now give you. So you don't want to be using extra plugins like LE Custom Skin or anything like that. You would have to activate the Flexbox Container for the loop builder or the loop grid to work. You can't get away with that. Well, now you can. You could build your entire website using section columns, then activate, then go in, like what I'm going to do over here now. Let's just build I've done it the wrong way around. Let's just do that. Let's just add in a container, go here, type in loop, and there you go. I can now build my loop grid however I want to do it. We've got videos on how to do that. Go and watch it. So you're not now having to completely redesign the entire website just because you want to use the loop grid. One thing I would warn you, though, is that if you do, in fact, let me just build something here really, really quickly. This is now a container, and I'm just going to drop into here an icon in over here, right, and hit update. If I now go back over here and I deactivate my Flexbox Container, basically just set it to default if you want, and hit Save Changes, and now go over to my section, that container will disappear. The container disappears. But don't worry about that, because at any time in the future, when you now go back over here and you reactivate the container, and again hit Save Changes, go back over to your page and let's just refresh that, the containers will reappear. So just bear in mind that if you've built anything with containers and you now deactivate it, or it's not inactive or default, it will disappear from your page. You reactivate, it reappears. But like I just said, you might build a website that's 100 pages. You know, it's an existing website that you've been working on for the last 4 or 5 years. Loads of sections, loads of columns. Now you want to use the loop grid. You can. And you can still copy and paste sections from previously if you want to still maintain section columns. Now, let me get back onto the inner section issue thing. Make sure the Flexbox container is inactive because it's easier and quicker to do this. Then go over to pages and basically create a brand new page. And I'm going to call this sections new like that. That's literally it. I'm not going to do anything fancy. And then I'm going to hit edit with Elementor. Over here, I am just going to create, I mean, it's up to you what you want to do. You could go with 1 section, 2 columns. I'm going to go with 1 section and 2 columns. Inside column number 2, I'm going to drop in a inner section like that. And that is literally it. That's all I'm going to do. I'm now going to go back over to my experiments and I'm going to reactivate the Flexbox container. To prove a point, this page has not changed even after it's been activated. Look, it still has a section. I'm now going to copy this. And this is all I would do on the page. You don't add anything else. It's just a section, 2 columns, and an inner section. Let's now go back over to this original page. Let me just refresh it because I was messing around with the experiments. The containers are still there. I'm now going to hit a plus sign. Remember, look, I have to use the containers. Well, no, because I've just copied my brand new section, or the section that I had in that section new page, and I'm going to hit paste. I now have a section, 2 columns, and an inner section. If I now want to pick this up, copy it, I can go over here and paste it. Again, if I want. I can even go over to this inner section and put an inner section inside an inner section. And I can put another inner section inside an inner section like that. So you don't lose the ability. I mean, don't go crazy with inner sections, please. You know, calm it down. Worry about your page speed performance. But if you create a blank page like that, and you've now moved completely over to Flexbox Container, but you're struggling to do a layout, and you're like, oh, I know exactly how to do that with section and columns. Well, you can add that into your page. Not everyone would recommend mixing things up like that, but you can get away with it and it can work for you. So if anyone out there is a little bit nervous about Flexbox Container or using it on a website which is 90 or 100% section columns at the moment, don't be afraid. Go away and play. Hey, I'm Imran, Web Squadron. Like, subscribe, share, and follow, and I'll see you.
Never break, always fight, never quit, do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame, there's no time, feel the pain, live the grind, I could change, in my mind, pick a lane, commit and climb, the only way to win it life, I never miss, that's fact, taking big swings, bitch, hand me the bat, put me in the ring, you'll go out in a bag.